Start in Sukhasana. Inhale, hands sweep up, palms touch. Exhale, hands to your heart. Clasp your fingers. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, release. Inhale, lengthen all the way up. Exhale, hands to your heart. Repeat this heart breath 2 to 3 times, moving slowly with your breath. Next time you inhale all the way up, we're going to take it over for a side stretch, planting your left fingertips on the earth and then flowing back to center, exhaling over to the right. Bringing your hands back through center, resting them at your heart. Begin to humble your chin towards your chest and roll your left ear over towards your shoulder. Rolling back through center, release your right ear over to your right shoulder. Moving with your breath and feeling the stretch through your neck, letting go of any tension. Coming back to center, releasing your chin to your chest, lengthening the back of your spine, placing your hands on the back of your head, and using a passive weight to help deepen into the stretch. Release your hands back to the earth and slowly bring your gaze all the way up. Take a deep exhale, come back through center. Come up onto all fours into tabletop pose. On an inhale, soften your belly towards your mat, broaden through your collarbones, tailbone reaches to the sky. As you exhale, round through your spine, press your mat away from you as you tuck your pelvis forward. Continue to flow with the rhythm of your own breath, moving slowly and feeling the fluidity of your spine in your cat-cows. Coming back to your tabletop pose, begin to press into your toes and lift your knees up off your mat, engaging your core strong through your shoulders. Taking full deep inhales and exhales out of your nose and firing up your belly. Release your knees back to your mat. Inhale, sweep your right hand up towards the sky. And exhale, plant it back on your mat. Inhale, left hand comes high. Exhale, release. Really focus on being strong in your arms and engaging those transverse abdominal muscles as you go through your tabletop twists. Inhale your right hand to the sky, this time threading the needle coming down onto your right shoulder. In shoulder release pose, bringing your left hands up above your head. And if you'd like to go deeper, beginning to bring your hand to your low back and deep breathing into your belly to help release any tension in your shoulder. Release your hand back to your mat, sliding it in front of your face and then pressing your mat away from you. Reach that right hand back up towards the sky, plant your hand and move on to the other side. Releasing your right hand back to your mat, pressing into your mat, lifting that left hand reaches to the sky, release back into your tabletop. Press your hips high, coming into downward dog. Inhale your left foot towards the sky, squaring through your hips. Press your mat away from you into three-legged dog. On your next exhale, drawing your knee in towards your chest, planting your left foot on the outside of your hand, setting up for lizard pose. Release your back knee, untuck your back toes. Your front toes come off your mat, keeping your heel on the mat, flexing your foot, staying up high and coming to blocks if you're feeling a deep stretch, or coming down low to your forearms to deepen the pose. Breathe deep here. Option to stay where you are, or if you like a bit deeper, coming up to your hands, twisting to the left and bending your right knee, coming into a quad stretch. Releasing your foot, planting your hands, tuck your back toes under, coming up for high plank. Have your wrists under elbows, elbows under shoulders. Option to lower your knees here. Engage your core. Long line from your heels all the way up. Release your knees to your mat. Bend your elbows straight back, belly, chest, chin. Tuck your toes under. Press into your hands for cobra pose. Exhale, release. Pressing up to all fours. Coming back, downward dog. Inhale your right leg behind you, squaring through your hips. Press your mat away from you, grow long. Three-legged dog. Exhale your knee in towards your chest, planting that foot on the outside of your hands, coming onto lizard pose on the opposite side. Option to stay where you are, or option to twist open to the right this time, coming into a quad stretch. Releasing your foot, planting your hands, coming up onto your toes and back into a high plank. Again, option to lower your knees, moving through to cobra, or if you like to stay high, on your next exhale, bend your elbows straight back. Inhale onto the tops of your feet, push into your hands, into upward dog, press back, down dog. Take a deep inhale through your nose, exhale, sigh it out, let it go. Inhale, draw your left leg long. Exhale, in towards your chest, planting it on the outer edge of your hands, stepping your right foot up as well into Malasana, Yogi Squat. Press your palms together and then press your arms into your legs, help opening up through your hips. Deep breaths. Inhale, come all the way up into five-pointed star. Exhale, hinging at your hips, folding forward into Uttanasana. Work on bending your knees deeply, releasing your upper body towards your legs, and from here straightening your legs and shifting your weight forward into your toes. Rock side to side and release your hamstrings. Inhale, halfway lift. Clasp your hands behind you. Exhale, releasing back down, and allow your shoulders to open as your palms release away from your back. On your next inhale, come up, halfway lift. Release your hands, planting them on the earth. Step your right leg long behind you, setting up for Ashtachandrasana, high lunge. Be sure your knee is in line with your ankle and your back foot is engaged into your mat. Square your hips. Strong legs, deep breaths. Begin to release your hands behind you, clasping your hands. Come down onto that back knee into Anjaneyasana with a heart-opening back bend. Playing with your balance and honoring where you are today in your practice. Tuck your back toes under. Plant your hands and step back, high plank. Option to release your knees or move through a full vinyasa. Stepping your right foot forward, left foot forward, back into your yogi squat. Your next inhale draws you all the way up. On your exhale, draw your hands to your heart. Inhale, hands up. Exhale, folding forward, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands, step your left foot back into high lunge. Begin to release your hands behind you. Clasp your hands, release your back knee, and tuck those back toes. Anjaneyasana, low lunge with a heart opening back bend. Coming back up through center, arms reach high, planting your hands back on your mats. Tuck your back toes, step back into your high plank. Move through a vinyasa, upward dog. Exhale, press back into your downward dog. Deep breaths. Inhale, rise up to the tips of your toes, looking forward. Exhale, bending your knees, using this to spring to the front of your mat. Always an option to step. Release into Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, release. Inhale, rise all the way up. Hands come to your heart. Step your legs out wide, toes facing the corners of your mat. Sweep your hands all the way up and exhale, bending your knees, tracking them towards your toes into goddess pose. Be sure that your knees are above your ankles and you're not splaying inwards. Inhale, reach your hands high. Exhale, open into cactus arms. Broaden through your collarbones. Find a slight bounce in your goddess squat. Inhale, reach up. Begin to bend deeply into your left leg and straightening through your right, coming down as low as possible and comfortable, breathing into this inner thigh stretch. When you're ready, pressing into that leg, coming up over to the other side. You can use your arms to walk you back and forth, breathing deeply into each side as you flow. Move slow, find play. And the next time you come through center, coming forward into a wide-legged forward fold. On your next inhale, come up halfway lift. Slight bend in your knees, reach your arms behind you, clasping your hands and allowing your arms to fall away from your back. Begin to come up to halfway lift, releasing your clasp of your hands, and begin to walk your hands forward, coming onto your hands and your knees, setting up for frog pose. Bringing your knees wide on your mat, being sure your ankle is in line with your knee, feet are flexed, and when you're ready, begin to slowly walk yourself back and breathe into this hip opening pose. Allow your breath to help soften you into this hip opening pose. Always coming back to your breath. Press up into your hands and bring your feet and knees back together to come out of this pose. Shifting your weight to the back of your sit bones, coming into boat pose. Bring your hands out wide to practice with balance and straightening your legs, or keeping your knees bent and your hands under your knees. Slowly lowering down, releasing onto your back, bringing your knees into your chest. Begin to make circles with your knees, allowing your legs to fall open. Draw them in and together and round. Begin to reach through the center of your legs, resting your hands on your ankles or for the outer edge of your foot and opening into happy baby. Release your legs, allowing them to come long on your mat and open into Shavasana. Let go of your breath. Begin to soften every muscle in your body, starting at your toes, and allow yourself to fully sink into the Shavasana. Stay here as long as needed. Namaste and blessings to all.